Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity. I always say to make money in the market or to just learn from the market, right? But let me go ahead and give my disclaimer, y'all. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, let's get started. So we are looking at the VIX. And as you can see, y'all, this is our gathering spot this morning. VIX price ran up, got rejected. That was a previous gathering spot we see, right? So got rejected here only to come back down, and this is our support area as of right now. So I'm going to mark this level around the 1521. I'm going to leave my resistance at the 1528, although price is in this area here. I will put that here. So if we break the 1525, which is only 3 cents away, 1528 is going to be another resistance area. If we should break that area, 1536, and if we break the 1536, 1548. If we break the 1548, I will watch the 1556 and again at 1563. Those are resistance areas to the upside for the VIX. Now to the downside, if by chance we break back under this level of the 1520, let's say 1517, 1513, all of that, if we break under all of that, we could possibly come back and find support at 1510. Again, if we break the 1510, 1504, if we break the 1504, 1495, and if we break the 1495, it's really close to the 1493 ATR trailing stop. So I normally look at the VIX only because it gives me an idea of what's going on with the SPY. We are now looking at the SPY. SPY closed at 598.76. Yesterday was interesting with the 601 high, only to come down to move sideways. So it looks as if, based on the pattern, the SPY is setting up for some type of move. Let me say that, right? So we are going sideways. We've been trading in this zone here. We came down, found support around this 596.91. I had 596.71. So it looks like we found support here in this area. So I would watch the, back to the upside. Let's look at the upside. I would watch if we get back above 598.29. We could possibly have trouble again around 598.65. If we break the 598.65, 599.01 is the ATR trailing stop. As of now, I will watch that level, 599.01. And if we should break that level, I will watch 599.60 again at $600.14. And if we break that, $600.66. And if we break that, 601 is what I will be looking for to the upside as trouble places or resistance areas for the SPY. Now to the downside, if by chance we break under 597.78, which is kind of like going to be the bottom of our gathering spot here, right? So if by chance we break under, I'm going to put it here. So if by chance we break under this level of 597.66, when price is really in this area of 598.04, because if I try to make it well, I'm going to leave it that way, but as you can see, price is gathered in this area. The candles have not, the wick came down, but look where the body is. I always say that, right? So now, where are the trouble places to the downside for the SPY? If we break under, again, this 597.70 area, we can come back to 597.13, 596.91, and if we break that 596.91, 596.71, which is really not far. Now, if we break the 596.71, we could very well come back, find support at 595.32. And if we break that area, look where that 200 EMA is, right at a previous gathering support level or resistance area for us, around that 594.17. So I would definitely watch the 594.17, 594.23 area, because that could be a strong area of support for the SPY today. Again, anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. If by chance we break the 594.23, I would definitely watch to the downside 592.63. And if we break that 591.57 and under that 590.89, again, it would not see me to see us down in this area with the SPY based on the, the few days trading. Now, Tesla closed at 350. We made a pre-market high of 362. Seems like we're getting rejected at this area. We made this high only to come back down. 328 has been the low thus far. So where are the trouble places for Tesla, right? It looks like we tried to come back and retest this area of 358.48, which is 359.44 is where the ATR trailing stop is. That's 350. Let me make sure. 359.44 is where the ATR trailing stop is. It looks like we got rejected at 358.48. So I'll definitely watch those two places for Tesla. In fact, I'll put an alert above this level to let me know that, Tesla has broken through a level of resistance. So I would definitely watch that to the upside. Now, to the downside for Tesla, I would definitely watch under 344.29. If we break that level of support, 342.16. And if we lose that level of support, 338.79. If we lose 338.79, we could very well come back to this level of 330.13. And if we break the 330.13, 328.20 is going to be a support place for Tesla. In my opinion, it wouldn't surprise me to come back to this gathering spot here around the 325.23 down to the 320.30. And if we break the 320.30, Tesla could very well come back to the 301.86 area, which is the 200 EMA. Looking at this 30-minute chart, and Tesla normally exceeds its ATR for the day. So if you, by chance, you trade Tesla today, y'all, I say trade carefully. AMD, let's see. AMD closed at 147.35. As you can see, y'all, look where price is in this area here. This is a gathering spot for us. So it looks like we broke out of this area only to have trouble in this 200 EMA, 50 EMA. That's going to be a trouble place for us. So as of now, where are the trouble places for AMD? It would need to break back above 147.14 to the upside. If we should break that level, we could possibly have trouble at 147.40, again at 147.62, and if we break that level, 148.08 or the 148.23 could very well be a trouble place or resistance area for AMD. And if we break this 148.57 area, we could very well have trouble here again around 149.29. So if you trade AMD to the upside, those are rejection areas or resistance places that I would definitely watch. Now to the downside, if by chance we break back under this level of 146.21, we could find support here at 145.51, which, as this is our gathering spot, right? So under the 145.51 area, I would definitely watch the 145.16. 144.90 would be the next level I would watch for AMD. And if we should break that level, 144.51 or 144.60, let's say that 144.60, if we break that, we could possibly find support around 143.69. So those are going to be trouble places to the upside and to the downside for AMD. So if you trade AMD today, y'all trade carefully. Let's look at NVIDIA today just to see where we are. NVIDIA closed at 145.26. Y'all, look, we came down only to bounce back to the upside. We broke through a gathering spot here, got rejected at this level. We had that marked, and look, it is a rejection place for us. So now, where are our trouble places for NVIDIA? Back to the upside. So if by chance we break back above, let's say, this level of 146.49, we could possibly find trouble around 147.10. If we break the 147.10, 147.37, beyond the 137.37 area, we could possibly get rejected around 147.85 or find resistance around 148.19. And if we break the 148.19, I would definitely look at the 148.68 as a trouble place for NVIDIA. Now, yes, for NVIDIA. Now, if we break above 148.68, we can come back and retest to 148.85. Those are going to be trouble places to the upside. Now, to the downside, if by chance we break back under this 145.39, we could very well find support around the 145.01. As you can see, price has been gathered in that area, 145.18 area, and from there we gathered here at the 144.67. So I would definitely watch that 144.67 for NVIDIA because price has been in this area before, right? So under that 144.65 area or 67 area, I would definitely watch the 144.25, which is this 200 EMA that we, seems like we bounced off of that back to the upside. So yeah, I would definitely watch those areas. 144.25, 143.92 is forming the ATR trailing stop. So if we lose that 144.25, we could very well find support at that 143.91 or 92 area. And if we should break that level, I would definitely watch the 143.38 because that could very well be another support place for NVIDIA. Now beyond that, 143.32, 142 86 and 142.42. Those are going to be trouble places to the upside and to the downside, y'all. And I look at support and resistance on a much smaller scale because when I'm in the trade, I want to know where my trouble places are, right? So, you know, I look at the overall picture or the bigger view, but I always want to know where I could possibly have trouble if I'm in the trade. Now, we do have a couple of inside day candles, and Snap is one of those. And if that looks like we've already reached the target to the downside for Snap. So the downside target, if we broke through the 1192, the target was 1186. We made a pre-market low of 1168, but it looks like it's trying to bounce back to the upside. Now, can we go to the upside? Absolutely, right? So above 1227 gives us a target of 1245. So if you trade Snap today, it is an inside day candle. WOOF is another inside day candle for today. Now, the trigger to the upside, if we break above $4.61 and $4.70 is the target. To the downside, under $4.35, we have a downside target for WOOF at $4.28. And y'all know immediately I go to this gathering spot. It looks like it's been trading in this zone here. So I would definitely watch this area if you trade WOOF at the 457 and 454, because it looks like price is trying to get back to that area. So yeah, y'all, I mean, it's exciting for me to when I look at these, because immediately my eye went to that area. So yeah, it's just coming up with the strategy, y'all, and figuring out what strategy works best for you. That's what trading is all about. So IP International Paper is also an inside day candle. It has already reached the target to the downside. So I would say if by chance we get back above the 58.10, we could very well have an upside target of 58.59. Google was also an inside day candle for today. That's Alphabet Inc. If by chance we break back above the 182.16, we have an upside target of 182.41. Under this level of 180.04, we have a downside target for GOOG at 179.54. And also GOOGL is Alphabet A is in inside day also. So if by chance we break back above 180.59, we have an upside target of 181. Under 178.42 gives us a downside target of 178.08. So if you trade Google today, it is an inside day candle. I say trade carefully. I'm going to look at Mara really quick, because Bitcoin has been making highs. So Mara made a high here of $26.70. I need to remember that. Immediately I go to this area here, which is a zone that at some point I'm going to need to remember again. Price was at this place, right? So as of right now, it looks as if it would need to get back above 24.67. If we break that 25.44, we could possibly have trouble. And if we should break that area, 25.72, and again around the 26.10, those are going to be trouble places for Mara to the upside. If we break the 26.10, 26.70 is within reach, but that could very well be another level of resistance for us. Now, under 23.21, which is where this ATR trail and stop and a previous support area, so or resistance area, so we need to watch that 23.51 for Mara. If we should break that 23.33 or 23.88, 23, let me make sure I get that right, 23.33 is a support area. Under that, 22.86 is a support area. Under that, we have 22.16, and again at 21.79 for Mara. If we break the 21.79, $20.18. So those are trouble places to the upside and to the downside for Mara if you trade Mara. So y'all, today should be an interesting day in the market. I say too often, trade carefully, and once it goes against your why, get out. Live to trade another day. So again, y'all, I hope this information is very helpful. If you could, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, because we learn and we grow together. I really hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very productive day. So until next time, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.